Good morning, everyone. My name is Miss KM. Welcome back to my channel, and I hope you're all doing fine and great because I am. So, remember in my previous videos, I spoke to you about stoichiometry and what it's all about, the calculations and stuff. This is the exercise I spoke to you guys about that I'm going to be doing with you. Let me just show you what I mean. In here. And then NA. Remember your capital letter N is for what? Yes, correct. Your particles, it's to calculate your particles, your molecules, and your ions. Your small letter n is for your number of moles, and your Na is your Avogadro's constant, which is 6.022 times 10 to the power of 23, which always remain your constant, okay? So here's an exercise that I did for you guys, and there are other three that I'm going to be doing with you. So the first one, it says here, how many electrons are there in 2.5 moles of sodium? Usually, sometimes the questions comes with elements in the periodic table, so don't stress yourself, okay? So always write down your given because your given always helps you out. So your N is your number of moles, that's your small little n there. Your Na, your Avogadro's constant, which does not change. How many electrons? So that means you're looking for your big letter N because you want to calculate the amount of particles, molecules, or ions, or any other things, even electrons or atoms, okay? That would be your big letter N, okay? Your quantity, always think of your big letter N as your quantity, your electrons, your atoms, your particles, your molecules, your ions, and etc., okay? So first of all, write down your formula. This is your major formula. Always, always. That's why I put a therefore sign, okay? N is equal to big letter N over Na. But because you are trying to find the big letter N, okay? You're saying the big letter N equals to number of moles multiplied by the Avogadro's constant, which is 2.5 multiplied by Avogadro's constant. It's going to give you 1.51 times 10 to the power of 24. And don't forget to write down your unit. Because of this big letter N doesn't have a specific element because they're saying how many electrons, so you can put electrons. If they say how many atoms, you put atoms. It doesn't really specify which unit this big letter N will have, so don't stress about that, okay? Always write down your given, write down your formula. Your N is equal to big letter N over Na, which is your Avogadro's constant. This is always to calculate your molecules, ions, and particles. This is your big letter N, okay? Okay, so let's get to it. Now, this is an exercise, okay? Don't mind the scribble, don't mind it. Here's this. It says here, how many atoms are there in 1 mole of a substance, okay? How many atoms are there in 1 mole of a substance? So let me just do it here. Always write down your formula first, okay? N is equal to N over Na. So the question, it says here, how many atoms are there in 1 mole of a substance? So what are we given? So we have to find our big letter N because they say how many atoms. Remember I told you the big letter N to calculate your particles, your ions, your molecules, even your electrons or atoms, okay? That's what I just mentioned for this big letter N over here. If they say moles, then you use the small letter N to specify. So I even wrote down, remember this? In my previous video, I explained all of this. This big letter N to calculate your number of particles, ions, molecules, electrons, or atoms if needed. Your Avogadro's constant remains the same, nothing changes. And your small letter N is your number of moles, okay? So, how many atoms are there in 1 mole of a substance? So, 1 mole of a substance, so let's look at it here. Let's write down our given. Okay. We clearly looking for this. We have this, which is 1 mole. This is the unit for moles, okay? And then this is your Avogadro's constant. Okay? Now, looking for this. So let's go back to our triangle. In, so it's going to be in is going to be equal to 1 anything multiplied by 1, it's equal to itself. Okay, so it's still this. Atoms, because they say how many atoms. If they say electrons, you write down electrons. If you want to check, you can check so that people don't make mistakes. Yep, it's correct. Atoms. Okay, next question states here. Go here. Okay, that is your answer for this question that I wrote down for you guys over here. How many atoms are there in 1 mole of a substance? Remember what a mole is? It's the amount or the quantity. Okay, so it says here, how many atoms are there in 2 moles of calcium? So of course, always write down your formula. N is equal to N over Na. Always write down this. This is your general formula, always, okay? Because my teacher says that you must always write that, as you won't get the mark, right? So basically, kind of like 2 formulas, right? How many atoms? So let's write down our given. We're looking for this. We have 2 moles, and our Na is your Avogadro's constant, which does not change at all. Okay, it remains the same forever and ever. Okay, so you're looking for this. So put this is equal to N 2 here. I'll put bracket so that it doesn't like cause confusion. It doesn't really matter if you put multiplication sign, it won't really matter. So 2 okay, so this is my answer. Let me just write down here 4 atoms. Because why do I write down atoms? Because they say how many atoms, so this is can be your unit. Sorry, because they say how many atoms, so this can be your unit. All right, always write down your given. It can help you. Write down your formula, your generalized formula. Always write that down. And then of course you're trying to find the big letter N, so of course you're going to write down that formula as well. Okay, last question. It says here, I'm sure you guys can do this on your own. You can just pause the video and then do it, and then we can go over the answer together. But let's do it. So solve number 3. It says here, how many atoms are there in 3 moles of calcium? Of course, write down your generalized formula. Always write down your generalized formula, okay? All right, so always write down your given. Always your given until death do you part. Okay, so you're looking for this one. You have already 3 moles, and then your Na is your Avogadro's constant, which does not change in the slightest. Okay, so okay, so let me just do this triangle for you guys, where guys don't have to get confused with what I'm doing. Okay, N is equal to N over Na. Because you're trying to find this, that's why you multiply the 2. Okay, remember the formula I wrote down for you guys. This one over here. If you're trying to find this big letter N, you're going to multiply your number of moles and your Avogadro's constant. Okay, so please don't get confused. Righto, let's continue. So you're trying to find the big N, okay? All right, is equal to small n, try this, 3 right? And your Avogadro is constant. Okay, let's calculate there. .8066 times 10 power 24 atoms. If they say how many molecules, you write down molecules. If they say how many electrons, you write down electrons. It really doesn't matter. It actually depends. But if they don't give you anything, just write down atoms. Okay, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching it and using your time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more notifications of my next video. Thank you. Bye everyone.